The next area we are going to cover is a few reminders from last year's changes, as well as what's new in 2016-17. First, we will start with a few reminders of the new changes last year. There was a name change to a lot of the reports last year. We previously called them October 1 Student Snapshot. As of 2015-16, it was changed to October Student Dataset. The reason for this is it doesn't always fall on October 1st. For example, this year it's October 3rd. This will keep the naming convention consistent on all documents, the reports, calendar, and webinars. Another reminder from last year's changes, a new process for submitting the ACS. It's called LEA Profile and ACS with School Performance Profile. You'll send an email to the email address ra-ed-acssubmission@pa.gov. The email subject line in general terms is ACS_collection_collection year. The ACS file name in general terms is AUN_ACS_collection_collection year_date_time. You will receive a confirmation that we have received the email. If it is determined that additional information is needed, you will receive an email that we need a new ACS. Note, the email must contain this information or it will be returned. So what's new for 2016-17? As you may have heard, there has been a change for reporting student gender, field 15. In accordance with non-regulatory guidance issued by the U.S. Department of Education, Office for Civil Rights, regarding the rights of transgender students under Title IX of the Education Amendments of 1972, a student or parent guardian may request a change of the student's listed gender, first name, or middle name on their records. If this request occurs, the LEA may report the student's preferred information using the following guidelines. The change must first be made in PA Secure ID. The PINS data, first name, gender, and date of birth, must match what is reported in PA Secure ID. The student's name and gender information reported in prior school years will not be updated. And the student's PA Secure ID will not be changed. Also new this year, several students' status codes, field 67, have been retired. These include E, special education student placed inside a district, F, student placed into an alternate education program, G, special education student placed in alternative education, H, APS student funding approved, P, APS student funding not approved, I, student attends an IU, J, ELL student tested outside district or school, K, special education student placed in a hospital, L, special education student placed in a correctional facility, M, special education student placed in a day treatment or education program, N, special education student placed in a residential treatment or education program, D, special education student placed outside the district, and F, student reported with an invalid PA Secure ID. Also new for 2016-17, parent guardian address is now required for special education students. In the student template, if field 38, special education, is Y, then fields 16 to 20 are now required. The reason is that address is required for parent surveys. Another update for 2016-17. A new value has been added for graduation status code, field 65, to identify students who were incorrectly uploaded that can no longer be deleted. The process will be as follows. The LEA will request deletion of an incorrectly uploaded student record. PDE determines the record cannot be deleted because the student is in another template from which the student cannot be deleted. PDE instructs the LEA to upload with code J in graduation status code. The LEA uploads the student records with the new code in field 65. The code in field 65 triggers a DQE rule violation. The LEA requests an exception. Finally, PDE approves the exception and the record is loaded. Student records are sometimes erroneously loaded to the student and student snapshot templates. If this is discovered before the snapshot is finalized, the records can be deleted. Once the collection is made final, the records cannot be deleted. Records incorrectly remaining in the student template can result in inaccurate reports and calculations. This change will allow PDE to identify student records that should not be used for calculation and reporting. Such records can be deleted before some collections are finalized, but must remain intact once the collection has been made final. Exceptions requested for the use of this code will be denied if the record can be deleted. Also new for 2016-17. For District of Enrollment Code, Field 217, the values of all 8s and all 9s will no longer be accepted. The 8s were used for out-of-state providers, and the 9s were used for in-state providers that did not have an AUN. There is also a change for the submission window. For this year, and likely moving forward, the submission window will close at 12 p.m. on the last day of the collection and correction window. This allows PDE time to process DQE exceptions, help desk tickets, and overrides.